Natal Burden is a joyful and friendly Firbolg druid that hails from the city of Hartsville, where she grew up under the watchful eye of her cousin and ruler of the land, Tavis. She was fresh off an exhilarating but unfortunately heartbreaking adventure in Waterdeep, when Tavis summoned her and her best friend Valtreya to Icewind Dale. Together with old and soon-to-be new friends, she hopes to uncover the secrets surrounding the suspicious deaths and a seemingly never-ending winter plaguing the 10 towns.
Valtreya Margister is a young Aasimar sorceress of noble birth. After the tragedy that befell her companions in the sewers of Waterdeep, she and Natel were summoned to Icewind Dale. So with the voice of her angelic guide Seraphina, reminding her that her journey with Natel was not yet over, and that their paths were still intertwined, she shouldered her bag, packed with her warmest furs, and the carefully wrapped chicken and waffle sandwich from Krizik, turned her back on Waterdeep, and headed north.
Losing your idols is hard. Losing your friends is harder. 16-year-old Anarissa Varskana lost both. Leaving the warmth of Waterdeep and her anonymity behind, she followed two of her surviving friends north to help the people of Icewind Dale. With her roguish talents, burgeoning magic, and occasional calligraphy, Ani will do everything she can to make sure they all come home safely this time.
This is Button of the Frozen Cliff. Button is a large Tabaxian member of the Ragged Nomads Elk tribe. Having been cast out by his chieftain, Button now spends his days in 10 towns, taking odd jobs, and gathering what information he can about a woman named Deidre. A woman he once rescued, but who is likely responsible for the death of his hunting party. Is Deidre truly the monster the tribe believes her to be? And if so, why was Button left alive?
Mirnix is a directionally challenged red dragonborn. What began as a lovely trip to the south to visit family quickly turned into a journey through the cold and desolate world that is Icewind Dale, which isn't quite their cup of tea. Mirnix passes the time offering their services as a barbarian to those in need around 10 towns, often competing for jobs with their rival Button. Their newest job, given by a Firbolg named Tavis, seems to be becoming quite the adventure.
Tira is a brewer from the town of Bremen, westernmost of the locales in 10 towns. A recent series of oniric visitations resulted in Tira being gifted with power by a figure called the Raven Queen, to bring down her judgment on those who would attempt to disrupt the balance between the living and the dead. Accompanied by her 2 ravens, Leif and Sigrun, Tira has taken up as an adventurer, hoping to earn a bit of coin to supplement her dwindling income, which is now imperiled by the onset of the Frostmaiden's eternal night.
They say a lone Firbolg is a dead Firbolg, but Toto of Exile begs to disagree. A rogue with mysterious powers who's been on his own for decades now, he's worked hard to master his criminal skills and harden his heart. But now, with dark and powerful forces at work in Icewind Dale, he's got to swallow back his pride and work with the team Tavis has put together. Strictly for the greater good, of course.
Hello everybody, and welcome to Table Hops and our Dungeons & Dragons Rime of the Frostmaiden campaign. Oh, and we're going to start today with an Oh, there he goes. Camera shy.
Oh, good job,
but soon. How did I do it? I'm not even there. All right, so, well, cats do not like me. I understand that. But hopefully we will introduce Bims at some point. We will have to stop all the action as soon as Bims is ready. But in the meantime, our characters have been traveling across Icewind Dale and then taking the griffins from the Goliaths and flying across to Auriel's island of Solstice, Fortress of Solitude. And they are now exploring the island, waiting for the Frostmaiden to take flight on her rock, her giant bird, to cast her spell of endless winter across Icewind Dale so they can infiltrate her fortress. In the meantime, you guys have attacked and slain a group of new sub MP3 Chaos. Don't know who you are, but thank you for the subscription to the thing. I wonder who that could be. But they are accompanied by a ice mephit whose name is Sopo, that they've deduced from his sign language and yelling, who is anxious to lead them throughout the island. So, is there anything you guys need to discuss or talk about before we further explore the island?
Well, we were at the shipwreck where we took out a bunch of the
merfolk. They are called
Marrows.
Marrows. There you go. Thank you.
There you go. I was like going. It's not a mermaid. Not mermaid.
I know that wasn't right.
Minnows have a much lower CR.
We did refer. Well, I referred to them as evil mermaids. I think at one point last week.
Did they? And we got some money, right?
We did.
Yeah.
We got a chest of 400 gold, 800 silver, and 4 pieces of jewels.
Okay. We should split that.
All right. So
I don't have a good memory. I just write things down.
I wrote it down too because I was like, I'm not gonna remember.
Yeah.
So you still have a
I
few.
put a bunch of stars by it.
You still have a few hours before it's going to be what you assume to be midnight. You're kind of keeping an eye on the skull in the center of the island, waiting for the rock to take flight, and waiting for the coast to be clear so you can infiltrate the castle itself. Sopo does seem anxious to like show you around the island, but you realize like with these Marrows, when it comes to danger, he kind of hangs back. He kind of gives you like a warning, like, oh, there's some bullshit here, and he kind of hangs back a little bit.
I mean, but he's small, so like.
It's true.
I can see where he'd be like, if you want it, there's trouble, maybe treasure, but definitely trouble. But I'm gonna be over here.
So you can use him as like a danger dowsing rod.
That's what you could do. You could totally do that. You did receive 1 inspiration from Margwin. Thank you very much, Margwin, for using your pint points. You're awesome.
Thank you. Bimspiration.
So he does sort of lead you throughout, and you have a few hours left. So he's kind of leading you up along the coast here. I'm going to move you around here. As you get to this section over here where you see various little ice formations. I don't know if you can see that on the map there.
Yeah.
You see through the blowing snow a grand assembly of ice sculptures across a snowy field at the foot of a mountain in the center of the island. Closer examination reveals the sculptures are completely faithful to their subjects. There's bears, elks, even saber-toothed tigers, wolves, yeti, ramarazes, white dragons, and other creatures of the north. No mortal hand could have created such wondrous works.
That's because they're real creatures.
Getting Narnia vibes.
Yeah, those are real creatures.
Anyone want me to use an identify spell on this?
I don't think you need to.
I would save your magics.
So Sopo
it
goes to the
spell
various it's spell slot, and isn't there a cost to identify? Isn't it like 100 gold gem?
No, you buy a pearl when you do it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Which I had in Waterdeep, so I just brought it with me.
Right.
And then you can cast it as a ritual. So
got it.
And it's just like 10 minutes. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So Sopo gestures towards the sculptures as and he's just like sort of showing them off.
Very pretty, very morbid.
It's very nice.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. With that, he's like, and he sort of leads you back towards it. Did you want to interact with these sculptures at all, or are you thinking of just moving on?
I'm not touching those.
Good call.
I'm definitely not going to touch.
All right.
What is clearly frozen animals.
All right. So he leads you around the perimeter of the mountain. Now, he is sort of bypassing a couple more of these ships along the shore. When you kind of look in that direction, he's like, as if that may be danger. But you can tell this guy to fuck off, and you can search him if you like.
I don't know. He seems to be like actually giving us a heads up on stuff. So
I feel like he knows what's up around here. I'm gonna trust it.
Okay. So if you watch your little blue snowflake party marker, you're kind of meandering around the island in this direction, and he seems to be.
We're going the opposite direction.
Huh? What? No. What?
I thought aren't we heading towards the?
You're waiting for you're waiting for Ariel to leave the skull before you head there. And this island is not as big as it looks. Each square is 200 feet, so it's not like you're traveling across a continent.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a huge island.
Okay.
Those boats are pretty much almost to scale. just to give you that. Like, it's not huge.
Okay.
That's why the whole island
Gotcha.
can float
Okay.
across the sea of moving ice.
Gotcha. Okay.
Regardless of which, he's sort of leading you around the mountain as you keep an eye on it. And you notice that there's more shipwrecks towards the southwest, but he seems to be heading more towards the northwest, towards this direction. Seems to be where he's leading you. If you ever want to interrupt him, just let me know and we can roleplay that.
I mean, do you want to shipwrecks?
Well, hold on. This part that we're just passing, is that more of the ice sculptures?
Yes. Sorry, I didn't mean to bypass that. Yes. These are all the ice sculptures. And again, it looks like more frozen animals from the north.
Do they seem to be like placed in a specific way, or is it?
Like, are they all facing the same direction? Or are they like mid-action?
They're all placed in various directions, not all facing the same direction by any means. They all seem to be frozen in a very lifelike moment of action.
Are they like laid out in rows, or is it just like?
No, it's happenstance.
Gotcha.
Yep, we've got the White Witch.
How do we know that our little ice friend is not leading us into his own little trap?
You don't. This is some invisible fuck that you met on the docks.
Yeah, I mean, we're just keeping an eye out with things. Like I said, we can go check out another ship if we want to, but I don't know how many small battles we want to get into before we
I don't
have
think
to try to
that's
sneak in.
Safe. I think that our biggest danger is going to be in the Skull Mountain. Obviously,
Yeah.
They don't.
That's true.
It's not shaped like a pina colada. It's a skull.
I
Is
mean,
that
she
an
could
ice
just
window?
have it could just be an aesthetic. She could just be like, I don't know, an ice goth or something.
What's
That's
this
very-
pina colada you're talking about? I mean, I've
It's
heard
like
of
it's a beverage. It's,
Oh.
Is it like a mimosa?
Is that a
Or
is that,
I don't know
is
if
that
you've
a
heard of
tabaxi
mimosa.
drink? I've never.
Oh, wait.
it's
Yeah.
I think we've heard of pina coladas. Don't they have pineapple in them?
I'm not familiar. I just know it's like everything. It's a frozen drink.
Does it get sticky though? Do you think? Like
I don't know. It probably does. Somebody else could deal with that.
While this argument is happening, Toto is looking at the ice sculptures that they're passing now. Are there any? Because you mentioned like in the first section that there were like dragons and stuff. Are there any frozen ice sculptures that were an intelligent being? That
we lost somebody.
Bye, Angela.
Angela.
All right, we will be right back, everybody.
Oh no.
And we're back. Sorry, we require power for this stream. Now that we all have it, we're going to continue. I'm sorry, I lost track of what we were doing.
I think you were making us level 9.
No.
Yeah.
No, I think we're starting
In
at
fact,
1
I think
again.
we're almost to level 10.
Level 10
No,
commoners.
Toto would like to know if there are any intelligent creatures like that he would be able to speak to.
Dragons,
telepathically.
definitely.
Okay, so Toto will go up to one of the
Are these like
dragon
full-size
ice
dragons?
sculptures.
Say that one more time, Beltran.
Are they full-size dragons?
They look to be young. Not wormlings, but young.
Okay.
Rather large creature then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
but
hope they're not trapped in there with their wits about them. That would be terrifying. It's like, oof.
about to find out. Toto goes up to the closest one and using his psychic abilities tries to speak telepathically to it.
Roll an insight
Just a-
check.
Guidance. Ding, ding, ding.
Okay. Not at advantage. Oh no, hang on. Oh, an 11.
So as you try to telepathically communicate with this frozen creature, you get no response. You don't know if that means the entire creature has been dead for a long time or is completely made out of ice, if it's even alive. But you get nothing.
I mean, are they totally transparent, or do they look like they are like? Do they have like skin colors and scale colors and things to them?
Everything's looks like it's made out of a solid but not completely transparent block of ice. It's cloudy.
Okay.
So there's no
Okay.
color differential that you can see.
Okay. Yeah, Toto turns back to everyone and there was no psychic response.
Well, that's slightly comforting, at least for the creatures that are stuck inside of the ice.
Yeah, I'm hoping that means they won't suddenly unfreeze and come after us.
So as soon as you kind of like get a little bit closer to the dragon, trying to pick up any sort of psychic connection with it, then all of a sudden Sopo bops you in the head and says, like saying, "Don't touch that shit."
I think you're not supposed to touch it, Toro.
I wasn't going to touch it. He like swats at Sopo.
And he flies back a little bit on his tiny wings. He's like, and he sort of like gestures for you to follow him as he continues to the northwest.
Keep your hands in your pockets, Toro. No touching.
We'll get this creature a job at the Brimshander Smithsonian.
He is bypassing these two shipwrecks. Just so you know, if no one has any objections, I'm just gonna keep moving this way.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't want to do that, or
I'm not pro us getting into scraps. I think the bigger danger, and we're not going to be able to heal. So
yeah. No, that's what I thought too. I just figured
I don't think there's anything on those boats we need to worry about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So hold on a sec. Oh my god. Nope, don't do that.
Why does that say on top?
Oh, because I was saying it was, yes, that was the
ice goth.
The ice goth.
Never mind, I remember.
Sure, I'll change it.
No, I like hot topic.
No, that's really funny.
Good joke.
I mean, it should be cold
I'm
topic, really.
trying to be a little more serious.
There you go.
All right, let's go. All right, so at this point, he seems to be leading you north in this direction. And then you see another shipwreck off on the ice, and he's like, and he points towards it, and he starts rushing in that direction. Towards
so special about this one.
Can we see anything that
it's a goddamn boat.
Maybe that's where he lives?
There.
I suppose.
Would you guys want me to use my cloak and go invisible again, or invisible-ish again, and see if I can see what's going on?
I think we should all go together.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
So he very excitedly picks up the pace. It's a little hard to keep up with him since he is airborne. And he eventually gets to that shipwreck to the north east. And you see it's similar in size to the one that you encountered the Marrow in, but he seems very excited to come here. And he gestures for you to come and climb aboard.
Can we hear anything or see any movement? Is there anything special about
Roll a
this
perception check. You roll with advantage, Valtreya.
Guidance.
Does the boat have a name?
Oh, sorry.
That's a very good question. Would you like to give it a name? If not, I can give you one.
And then
that should be up to our viewers to decide.
Yes, feel free. If not, I'm going to give it one.
19.
MP3 chaos, come through.
He is preoccupied.
Aww.
I have no idea where he went.
This one is called the Dungeness, of all things.
Is she a crab vessel?
Let's say yes.
The Dungeness and Dragon.
Wait, is she a what?
Crabbing vessel? This is a Dungeness crab.
Okay.
The Dungeness Master. It's like the best of all crabbing ships.
I see.
Sure.
Okay, so he does seem excited, and you see him jump over the bow of the ship, and he disappears into the hold.
I rolled a 19.
You do see other shapes moving inside, but you can't make out what they are. They do seem to be humanoid size, like medium creatures, but you can't really make out the details. They seem to be whispering something.
I am going to use my cloaks.
Deirdre. I wonder if it's Deirdre, or the other lady that tried to get us to come here in the first place.
It's possible.
Oh, the wizard.
Yes. From the Arcane Brotherhood. I cannot remember her name.
Yeah.
It started with a V, I think.
Since no one's seen us yet and he's gone over the bow of the ship, I'm going to go ahead and use my cloak to stealth.
All right.
So.
Her name was Velen, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm, that's correct.
Velen, that's what it was.
Stealth advantage is a 27. Very nice. You're able to make it close to the ship. And you can't really see anything unless you try and climb up into the ship itself. But from down below, you do hear some whispers. You hear the name Sopo. You hear the sounds of at least two creatures, and they do have feminine voices.
Is it in English or, common?
It does seem to be in common, which is strange because it doesn't seem like Sopo speaks common. Maybe he understands it. But you can't make out any specific details from this distance.
Okay. And the way this cloak works, if I try to climb with it, I'm not going to have the same stealth, or is that...
Basically, I'm going to have you roll something else in lieu of stealth.
Okay.
And this will just be to see if you make noise, etc.
Right. So I will... Let's see, how far back is everybody else? Because I could use message to let...
I would be right on the lip of the water there.
Yeah, so I can let you guys know that what I'm hearing. And then I can try to climb up. What did you want me to roll?
Let's roll the dexterity one, acrobatics.
Yep, that's fine.
No, I don't think it necessarily matters, but Kenzie is not Seb. I am not.
Oh, we all shifted one.
Oh, everything probably got
fucked
up.
No.
Yeah.
No, Sarah's fine. And so is Ryan.
Well, that's just chance, yeah. I will fix it. Man, I was so proud of myself. I had everything right. Acrobatics of 11. As you begin to climb up, a part of the ship's bow snaps under your hand. It's like rotted wood, and you hear what was that? And it seems like some creatures are approaching the bow of the ship.
Okay, well, I will kind of press myself flat against the ship with the cloak and hope for the best.
All right, sounds good.
Exactly, like just a step better than Kronk with the I've got a cloak.
Yeah, exactly. That's my favorite scene in that movie. Hey guys, we're gonna take just a quick little 2-second break as I fix these nameplates.
And donkeys don't flex that way. So.
Welcome back to Table Hops and our Dungeons & Dragons Rime of the Frostmaiden campaign, where our characters were just led into a trap by the ice mephit Sopo to a coven of Sea Hags, which the characters quickly dispatched, much with the help of Toro, who was vital to the combat.
Absolutely.
At that point, when they were rummaging through the ship hold for loot, Arctic weaseled its way out of the ship and out of the grasp of Natel and Button, who tried to restrain it, and headed deeper into the island, apparently looking for its master, which it telepathically communicated with Natel. You guys are moving through the snow, and eventually you find the weasel tracks and the creature itself. So I'm going to show this to you guys. I'll show it to you guys at home too. Boom.
Oh,
so cute.
Oh, was that its master?
So sad.
There's a face in that orb.
Why do all the animals we find have dead owners? Like, what?
Well, it's a familiar,
Icewind Dale.
Terrible place.
Well, but it's a familiar, so can a familiar exist without the master?
Very good point, and it does have a paragraph about that in here, which we'll get to in a minute. Half buried in snow near the edge of a bluff is a humanoid corpse, clad in cold weather clothing. Clutched in one of its hands is an orb made of smoky gray quartz. A white weasel bursts from the snow near the corpse and stares at you with beady eyes. A voice rings out, "Ye gods, I was afraid no one would find us." The sound isn't coming from the weasel, but from the orb.
Orb.
Oh, that's the professor thing.
Mm.
What's his name?
I think it was.
Professor, is that you?
You hear anybody? Yes, this is Professor Skant. Is that you, Nass? Can't really see in this position.
No, but I think we have the same goals. We talked to one of your associates, from the Brotherhood, so we were told you might be up this way.
Oh, well, I'm very glad you found me. I'm always good to meet another initiate of the Brotherhood.
I kind of just like look at Natel at the others like, sure.
I'm afraid I can't see you, my lady. If you wouldn't mind just getting me out of whatever I'm currently trapped in.
What is he currently?
He is the orb in this grasped dead hand.
Oh, okay. So like I have to go deal with the body. Actually no, I have Mage Hand. How decrepit is this hand? If I use Mage Hand to pick up the orb very carefully, does the hand like crumble or something? Or
so as you use the Mage Hand to grasp it, it's as if the hand is pulling the orb back against you. It might be just rigor mortis.
That means it hasn't been dead but so long.
A moment, I'll go.
Or it's frozen.
Or it's frozen. There's like rigor mortis doesn't. It only like for it to pull back like that.
Chris doesn't know how dead bodies work. Just like boats.
That's true. That's what my brain is trying to figure out. Like what.
That's how shit works when I run the game.
Medically. So it's like hold on, but like I don't think rigor mortis works that way. Yeah, but if Button's gonna go mess with it, I will just ready my arrow just in case.
This humanoid hasn't been dead that long, if that's what you're saying.
Okay, it hasn't been dead that long.
No.
Okay.
No.
In the art, the hand looks like skeletal.
It is not.
Yeah, it does.
It is incorrect. It is not a imagination.
The art is pretty, but it lied to us.
What would you like to do? Button, you mentioned you're gonna do some shit?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the body up.
All right, sounds good. Make a charisma saving throw.
Why?
You're trying to charm the body.
I'm not trying to charm the body. I'm just trying to pick the damn thing up. 17.
All right. You're trying to pick the body up, you said?
Just get it up out of the snow.
All right. So you pull the body out of the snow, but basically just sort of pull it out by the arm, and you hear the orb say, "Oh, careful, my good sir!" And as you get pulled out, as you pull this creature out, you do see that it is a woman, approximately in her 30s, wearing cold weather clothing. She has spectacles on her face. She is very dead.
Oh.
Is this you, Ball?
What?
Are you that?
No, I'm Professor Skant, sir.
Again?
Skant is a unisex name.
Well,
Professor is a unisex title.
That is true. No, I am what you see before you. I am this.
A Ball?
I am Ball.
I am Ball.
Very good. All right. Well, who is this thing holding you then?
Pick me up, sir. I can't see, but...
How more can I pick you up? You're in a hand. Hang on.
I think you have to pick up the ball, Button.
I picked the body is holding the ball.
Yes, but pick up the ball from the body and let the ball see the body.
I grab the ball out of the hand.
All right, so you pick up the ball and you roll a strength check to see if you can yank it from this hand. All right, with some finagling, you're able to peel these almost claw-like fingers off of this orb, and as soon as it pulls free, there's a moment of respite as you're like, oh, I got it. And then the hand grasps onto your forearm. You need to make another charisma saving throw.
Correct. 6.
Okay.
Since the hand grabbed Button and it's no longer connected to the professor, I had my bow ready. Can I shoot the thing trying to grab Button?
Sure. Make an attack roll.
Do I get sneak attack since it's grabbing Button?
No.
I'm adjacent.
No.
Okay.
All right. Your bow sinks deeply into the flesh of the of the creature that's grabbing onto Button, and then Button's voice, or Button looks towards you and speaks, but a different voice comes out of his mouth, and you hear a female voice saying, "I'm afraid it's too late for that. So you can see I'm very dead."
Cool.
Toto runs over and starts trying to pull the body from Button.
Hold on. I mean, Anarissa kind of just walks over because having a little bit of wizard knowledge and knowing that the other person was a necromancer is like, she's like, she doesn't know exactly who to talk to because obviously the woman's very dead, and like, but there's a voice and it's coming from Button and whatever. And she's like, look, I don't entirely know all the details here, but we are trying to help. Can we work something out here so that we all know what's going on and we don't like end up shooting each other?
Oops. I'm whispering to Zach.
Okay.
So you can introduce yourself if you
I
like.
see the one thing. Sure.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Nass Lotimer of the Arcane Brotherhood. And I'm dead.
Such a powerful delivery there, Zach. I just...
All right, I'm getting there.
I need, motivations, things like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. I'm getting there.
I wasn't expecting to be a lady today.
That's how it goes.
You're going to get stage notes on, the next phrase comes with slightly pissed at being shot.
Am I here? Yep. Okay. So yes, basically, at this point, you go back through your minds and you realize, oh yes, this was the woman that Velen was talking about, who apparently was accompanying Deidre.
Oh.
But looks like she didn't make it. So you can ask this creature questions through Button, and I'll message the answers to Zach.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess if we're noticing at first that Button's not harmed, Anarissa is just going to very quietly, like, remove the arrow. It didn't go in that far, I don't think, and just like, sorry about that. Let's just pretend this didn't happen.
I go, ow! I'm just kidding.
All right. Okay. Why did you come here?
Let me think.
I look over at Toro and I'm like shooting a look like I'm not saying anything, but I'm just like, same reason we're freaking here.
We came to find the codicil of white. A book. Right? It's a book, right?
Mm-hmm.
A book?
Yes.
Yeah, the codicil of white.
Yeah,
So-
that's right.
What happened to you and where's... Oh, hold on. Oh, do we want... Never mind. Detective, take over.
Oh my god.
Hercule, go ahead.
Hold on. I whisper to Toro. Do we want her to know that we know about her and Deirdre? Maybe ask what happened to Deirdre?
Telepathically, like, Toto, like, gives you, like, a side eye, like, well, she knows that we know something.
Look, you always try to shut me up when I ask questions, so I'm just getting out of the game here.
I feel like they're whispering, but we probably can hear them.
Toto is speaking telepathically to Natel, but he's not controlling his facial expressions at all.
Anarissa, while they're doing this, is gonna walk up to Nass. She said her name was, or she's gonna look. I guess she's gonna look at Button and be like, "Well, Miss Nash, we met one of the other of the Brotherhood, Velen. Is that the guy's the name? Okay, because I'm blanking tonight. She was headed here. She saw us take out the dragon that turned everything into 5 towns, and told us to follow if we wanted to help try to find these items so that we can stop the winter.
And who did you say sent you?
This is why I think we're working on the same thing.
Maybe. Who did you say sent you?
Well, she didn't send us. She tried to get us to come for her.
Oh, is that Valen?
Velen.
That Velen, that horrendous bitch.
Oh. I mean, I wasn't going to say it that loud, but I do agree with you.
She's always trying to one-up me because I am so young. Well, I was.
But
well,
now
you're just forever young. But yeah, we weren't sure how close you guys were to like make assumptions on personality, but she didn't score too many points with us either.
I can't imagine why.
Yeah. But we are trying to see if we can work on this whole eternal winter thing. And the best clue we had was coming here. So she tried to get us to come for her, but we ended up here on our own.
Yes. Actually, after we went and visited the same tribe you did, the Doomlakalaka tribe.
Oh. They are nice Goliaths.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you're looking for the codicil of white. What about that? And Choro points to the orb. That's Professor Skant. Did
I'm
two
getting there.
Friends or
I'm trying to type so fast.
I'm like,
let me think if we're friends or not. I have lots of other knowledge, but not that yet. But the Goliaths were lovely. They treated me with respect.
Good. We reconciled them with the Akhenazi.
Oh, that's great. We were going to do that, but we had other things to do. So I used the orb as a guide to the codicil. It's a sentient member of the Arcane Brotherhood.
Oh.
It's like a compass, like a magic compass, I suppose.
But it's sentient.
Right, and he's like a talkative, like annoying compass.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Sorry, just to let you know, it is just because I don't want to type this. It is a tool of the Arcane Brotherhood, but it does have its own thoughts and personality.
Right. So it's not like a person that they trapped in the orb.
It is
like
what it is.
It's like a sentient artifact.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Okay. Cool.
So I don't know if it's too early to ask, but how did you die?
All right, let me double check that.
I'll let you know.
I mean, we're not trying to really pry, but we're trying to make sure that we don't get murdered while we're here either.
That'd be very nice. Yes.
We've already had a few attempts made.
Also, who does the adorable weasel belong to? Is he yours, or does he belong to... Well, I guess he couldn't be a familiar.
Yes,
Zelenor.
Chris more typing.
Zelenor, my weasel companion.
Eleanor, that's adorable.
Oh, God. You get the idea.
Yep.
Yes, that is Nass's familiar.
Uh-huh.
And because you asked...
Yeah, I see the... Well, we were killed by the Frostmaiden. I was killed by the Frostmaiden.
Oh, dear.
She intercepted us and took my companion hostage.
So Deirdre's still alive.
Oh, yes, Deirdre. You did know. I heard you in your mind when you were talking.
No, you didn't.
I actually
I was very subtle.
No. I have the logs to prove that apparently I did.
You heard me.
I was gonna say,
talking.
Natel was
I heard
speaking
you.
out loud, and
I heard your brain talking.
I see.
It is
That's
very
basically
loud.
all I am
I
at this point
understand
of floating. Yeah, I'm talking to something.
Nope. No one's ever been able to overhear my telepathy before.
Well, I overthought it. But maybe not just me. The dead might all be able to.
Oh, that's nice.
Maybe your telepathy is just ghost stuff. I mean, that makes more sense than just having brain powers.
I don't know what it is, so that reasoning makes as much sense as anything else.
I have another question. Do you know what what happened to the ice creatures? Like how they got that way?
Button gets a look of like processing.
I think Button is just like.
It's like when you're waiting for like the NPC to respond in a video game, and it's like clearly loading your option, and it's just pausing.
There's just a little bit of lag there.
Yeah.
A lot of lag. I'm not a typer.
I sold the spare Charizard card I had for $160.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Or sorry for all the typos.
These are a work of Oriel's evil. They were creatures that either fought against her or lost their usefulness.
Okay, so they're just kind of maybe they're just like there on display.
Yeah, like when you hang a pirate outside of a port.
Or like when you stick somebody's head on a pike to keep them away. That makes sense. Okay.
I've done that with bees.
With bees?
It's the bees. If I kill a bee, I make sure to leave it outside so the other bees know not to come near me.
I've never seen a bee this far north.
I mean, I'm not always here.
Fair enough.
Well.
So, actually, because we're interested in
character growth, improv, Chris.
But I have to deal with this later.
Yeah.
You're right. You know what? I gave it to you.
You could have been talking.
I could have been.
Look at me. Look at me.
I'm the captain.
What this means is Chris will never do this again.
And then Nass was never seen again, ever.
Look, Chris is just bumbling along like the rest of us.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow. That just clicked.
All right, I'll be more careful from now on. Okay, just let's move on.
Oh, you're not gonna wing it anymore?
God damn it, that stung.
God damn. God.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm getting a bit of a buzz. Okay, let's.
All right, come on. As a hive mind, we should be able to figure this out. Let's go.
I'm sorry, Chris. Did that last one sting?
We already used sting. You can't unsting the stun.
That was a repeat.
That was a repeat, right?
All right. Do we have any more questions for this necromancer?
I was just going to ask that, because since I presume that the Frostmaiden got to you while you were trying to get the codex, how exactly did you do that so we don't replicate the same thing? And do you know anything about where Deidre's hidden away so we can try to maybe get her out?
Let's take that one question at a time.
I figure I'd give you 2 questions so you could just type.
You'd think I'd be able to process that. You are mistaken.
I don't know. Like, do you want me to send them to Facebook in advance and then come up with them?
No. Let's start with one question at a time.
How I died so that you can not replicate that.
Well, did you take a certain pathway in that didn't work, or did you come back at a particular time, like 15 minutes rather than like the 30 you thought you'd have? Like, I'm trying to just see if there was more information that if we go in and try to do the same thing, maybe we don't die.
And did she even try to approach at midnight? Like,
I had things to do, so I was like hurrying along. It was a whole thing. Now, hang on.
You wandered in at 3 p.m. thinking that, like, it's the afternoon. Maybe she's taking a nap. It's fine.
She's, she was watching her stories, the Goliath stories.
At 5 p.m.
Wait, did you see those when you were there?
Icewind Dale time, 5 p.m.
We headed towards the skull while Uriel was still there, and she seemed to sense Deidre. For some reason, she killed me and kept Deidre alive.
Huh. Maybe for a plot point.
Perhaps.
Here is just basically some more information on that.
I feel like Nass probably does the beard stroke now that she actually has, like, maybe like a furry face to do so.
This is a delightful fur on this being. Have you felt it?
He is very soft and furry. He's a very good boy.
I'm hearing a very loud yell in my brain now. It's like screaming.
I mean, you may want to tell him that you're not trying to, like, hurt him, and then he might chill a little bit, but it's Button. He's not really known for chill.
You're like, oh man, it brings me within 1 or 2 hit points of my, like, last life. And
Okay. Worshippers of Uriel have hidden the codicil of white in a frost giant fortress called Grimscale. It's on top of a small mountain in the middle of the island.
That's what the skull is.
It's a very subtle thing. The big skull up there.
Oh yes.
Yeah, Grimskala is the skull in the middle. It was a frost giant fortress.
Grimskull, Chris Perkins, if you're watching this, like,
by the power of Grimskull,
that's a
Chris
little
Perkins
on the
has
nose.
the power.
Don't you think a little on the nose?
Hey, want to hear my favorite paragraph here? Sarah was asking about how the familiar is still around. Here is the official explanation.
Okay. Let me tell you how my familiar got around. I'll sound a little different here.
The Arctic Weasel is Zelenor, Nass's fave familiar. nope, can't say that. Nope, can't say that either. Typically, a familiar vanishes when its creature dies, but Zelenor has somehow formed a bond with Nass's spectral undead form. That's it.
Somehow. Palpatine has returned.
Just somehow. That's all we need.
Magic.
Thanks, Chris Perkins. All this off screen
somehow
helps out.
All right. Somehow, with the help of Big Bone Deep. Sorry, different campaign.
About the same.
That you can listen to on Spotify.
Don't.
I don't recommend listening to that.
Do. Please do. Well, I mean, Nass was... Do we have any more questions for her?
I'm assuming you never found the codicil of white, but where were you heading next to look for it?
Yeah, she's very dead.
Into the cave, the big skull, I imagine.
The thing over there.
We never got there.
There are other places on the island that we haven't been yet. I don't know.
Here's the reason why, and you guys should know this, of why you want the codicil of white.
Well, yeah, because it's part of the objects we need to get.
Oh yeah, we know why.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've achieved one of the 2 objects necessary to get to the Ragged Glacier. You got Professor Skant. Now you just need the book. Question.
Well, we kind of have Professor Skant. He's still in a hand.